Hello and welcome back to everybody on Football Zone and to a weekend preview, previewing the Premier League games coming up this weekend. But before we do that, a quick recap of England. And yeah, you'd have to say another very good international break for Thomas Tuchel and his men. A 3-0 win over Wales, got the goals early, and after that, yeah, just kind of relaxed. And then a 5-0 win over Latvia to officially qualify for the World Cup. Hugely impressive. And yeah, I think England will be very happy with the position they're in. And we've now officially got a World Cup to look forward to, which is, of course, great. Moving on then to the Premier League action this weekend, and Jeff, starting off with Nottingham Forest against Chelsea. And Jeff, it's not really been the ideal start for Ange Postecoglou in his time in charge of Nottingham Forest thus far, has it? So yeah, it's going to be an intriguing game this one, to see if he has had 2 weeks to work his magic and get them back on track. Though against Chelsea, who have done really well, getting that win over Liverpool, and I think probably will start to turn things around now. It could be interesting, so I'm going to say it will be 1-1. Moving on then to Brighton against Newcastle at the Amex, and yeah, this is intriguing. But two sides who I would say personally have had middling starts to the season. It hasn't been a disaster by any means, but at the same time I think they would have wanted more late winners against Newcastle, particularly hurting them. So yeah, it's going to be an intriguing game, this one, and for me, two evenly matched sides. A game that I can see being particularly close. I'm going to say it will be 1-1. Moving on into a battle of two newly promoted teams, and I'd say Leeds, the visitors, have fared a bit better than Burnley thus far. I mean, I think Leeds 8 points so far, they would have taken it, 4 points above the relegation zone, but for Burnley, yeah, it's been a bit tougher for them. I think they'll really want to win here to kind of click themselves into gear now, and I think if they can get that win, that would be a bit of a statement win, and need them kind of pushing for a bit more. I'm going to say though it'll be a draw. I don't think there'll be much separate the two sides. Moving on into Crystal Palace against Bournemouth at Selhurst Park, and yeah, this is another interesting game. Crystal Palace coming into this one, they were on a great run of form, obviously, before that Everton defeat, but Bournemouth as well, absolutely flying. Bournemouth in 4th, Crystal Palace in 6th. I think both these teams would have snapped your hand off for that. At Selhurst Park, though, it's such a tough place to come. Bournemouth, though, they do look a really good team this year, don't they? So yeah, it's going to be an intriguing game, this one, but one I think Palace will just nick. Moving on into Man City against Everton at the Etihad, and yeah, another interesting game between these two sides. I think, City, for me, they're looking pretty good this year, aren't they? Whether it's quite enough to challenge the top two sides, I'm not too sure. But Everton, we've seen how dangerous they can be with that win over Palace. So yeah, it's a game that City can't take lightly, but I think it's a game that City, no doubt, will be expecting to win. I'm going to say it'll be a 3-0 win for City here. Moving on into Sunderland against Wolves at the Stadium of Light, and yeah, this is an intriguing game. Sunderland will obviously be looking to bounce back from that disappointing result against Manchester United, but on the whole it's still been a very positive season. Wolves looked a bit better against Brighton, but at the end of the day they've got a lot of work to do to really being competitive in the league after the pretty disastrous start they've had to their season. So yeah, it's going to be an intriguing game, this one. I'm going to say Sunderland will just nick it. Moving on then to Fulham against Arsenal at Craven Cottage, and yeah, this is another very interesting one. For me, Arsenal, for me, they're looking class to the field so far. They've looked really good, and it's up to Mikel Arteta now to see if he can kind of maintain that form. But Fulham, though, I think they've had a middling start to the season, haven't they? It's been okay, but I think they do have more to show, and I think Arsenal here, though, will probably prove too good for them. 2-0 for me. Moving on into Tottenham against Aston Villa. Tottenham, I think they definitely have snatched a hand off to be third at this stage of the season. Obviously a big improvement on how they were doing last season under Ange Postecoglou. So yeah, I think Tottenham will no doubt be delighted with their start to the season, taking on a Villa side who probably won't be as delighted with their start to the season, but there are signs that they're starting to click into gear now. But I think at home, Tottenham probably should have absolutely nothing to fear here, and I'm going to say it will be a 2-0 victory for the Spurs. Moving on into Liverpool against Manchester United. United at Anfield. And yeah, this is another interesting game. I mean, Liverpool haven't been at their best recently. Manchester United obviously got that win over Sunderland, which was a really decent victory for them. So yeah, it feels like maybe it couldn't come at a better time for Manchester United, but obviously ignoring the break. But at the same time, you just feel like the difference in quality at the moment between Liverpool and Manchester United is so broad that yeah, you struggle to really see anything other than a pretty comfortable Liverpool victory here. And on the Monday Night Football, we've got West Ham taking on Brentford. And yeah, this is an intriguing game. I think, you know, for both these sides, it hasn't been the ideal start to the season. For Brentford, it hasn't been a disaster, though, by any means, which is probably what some of their fans feared with the appointment of Keith Andrews. But for West Ham, they've had 2 weeks to work at it with Nuno, and it'll be intriguing to see if they can get back on track here. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to say it will be 2-1 for West Ham. I fancy them at home in this one.
For this video, thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe for our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.